Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. The new season of 26-27 is already live. My name is Hafiz and I'm joined by my co-host Azmin. Welcome. How's your summer been, man?
It's good. As you know, we enjoyed the World Cup. It was quite fun. Had quite a few amazing moments, enough to drown out the controversies and the US nonsense, and of course the Trump nonsense right till the end. But otherwise, it was quite enjoyable. It was fun to see, and to be fair, during the group stages, I wasn't that into it, but when it got to the elimination stages, I started paying a bit more attention, and yeah, there was some matches I caught which was quite fun. So yeah, I had a good then. From then after that, it was really just chilling out, only to have FPL launch very quickly. And I think we caught us by surprise, didn't it? When they were saying
Yep.
about they were releasing the prices of Haaland, and only for the game to launch very very shortly after. It was quite a
Yep.
surprise.
Yeah. So I think here we are. This is our first video auto stream for a long time because I think we have been really rested, right, man? During the summer, cuti, don't do any streaming and so on. But we discussed offline that we involved in this Fantasy World Cup somehow rather, so that at least fill out our summer. It has been fun, but it can also be stressful, right, mate? Because playing the World Cup Fantasy is totally different on how FPL game works because you really need to be on toes. It's very interactive, involving the manual substitution and changing your captaincy. So I think that's the different. So that's where the stressful can come in. Can you imagine, right, for us to just wake up early in the morning to just see team lineup just to set up our team, right? So I think that's really funny. So I think that's the controversy side lah.
I guess for the group stage, during the group stages, I didn't. Or even during the animation stages, I didn't really wake up. I think there were only a couple of times where I woke up, and I think one of those times I woke up, I switched my captaincy and then forgot to save. Anyway, I went back to sleep. I didn't really notice until the next day. But yeah, it was as you say, this different because you have to be you have to be on match day. You can't just chill like FPL. You have to see what's going on. And I think one of the most stressful ones is definitely with regards to the captaincy. Simply, especially when you've got, let's say your captain's got 9 points, your first day. Then it becomes should I shift? Should I don't? And to be fair, we were a bit spoiled early on because you had Messi playing in the last.
Messi will play the last game, right?
Yeah, the last game. So if all else fails, then you go to captain Messi. But then, of course, there were a couple of times where that didn't pan out. So yeah, and other than that, the chips were fine. Nothing. I guess the only thing with the chips is that it's very, not to say predictable. It's everyone ends up doing similar strategies. Which is wild card in game week 3 because teams will change to those who have qualified will rest players, and then at the same time you had the
unlimited transfer after that group stage, right?
Yeah, but I mean the chip where the bonus for progression to the next round in elimination. Yeah, so that one because obviously if you in the round of 32, that's where you have the most teams looking to progress, so you can get the most points out of it. So everyone would activate that then the only ones where it was which will be up to you will be the captaincy, the maximum captaincy. Yeah.
Max captain, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other one is that clean sheet
shield.
Yeah. So but
yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, I didn't worry too much about waking up. I can tell you I predicted that England France game would be high scoring simply because they didn't have to worry about being disciplined. They just go all out. It was fun. Although At the end of the day, I still selected the wrong players. I didn't pick Saka. Like you did either. So did you pick Saka? No, right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, we all had Bellingham and maybe.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was just a nice
It was
fun.
fun.
I didn't want to think too hard about it. And some of the videos like Norway's rowing celebration. Those are fun to watch.
Yeah. So I think World Cup in the past, man. Our focus now to FPL. I know FPL has launched maybe already 1 week over, and we kind of like late to the party because we are streaming on the FPL live now. But it's better late than never, right, mate? So we decided to do because we both have our own commitment. We try to our best to come back sooner than later. We decided want to do streaming or video prior to the game week 1, which is not far away, mate. Within next week, the charity shield will be on. Then after that, the game will be set. I think 21st August, if I'm right. The first kickoff on Friday night deadline, which Arsenal versus Coventry. So I think that's
it snuck up faster than I thought it would. So it's just like finding out the latest transfers, what's going on, because there were a couple of things happening during the World Cup, but even after, there's still things happening. Not so much, actually. I felt into the transfer window, not as intense. But I expect to see more things happening towards the end of August. So towards the deadline.
I would like to welcome Muhammad Azri. Assalamualaikum, waalaikumsalam. Thank you for joining our stream. You already posted Haaland game week captain for game week 1, probably. Could be. I think.
Will he be back for game week 1?
I think that could be the most relevant question that we need to ask right now. I think what we're gonna plan to do today, we just run through what we know.
Can I answer this question now? Okay,
boleh.
Because if you have Haaland, that means he's your most expensive player in the
all time right now, right?
Yeah, of all time. So it'd be really funny if you don't captain him for game week 1 when you spend so much on him to bring him in. So it would rest on how well he looks during any pre-match that he has. Because I think there may be a situation where we have him, but you captain someone else because that someone else has a much stronger preseason. And because and maybe a existing manager, because let's not forget City have a new manager. So you don't know. And quite a few players left for City, like Bernardo Silva's not around. So it's fun.
We'll talk about I think few things, the player pricing. Later we touch on that in more depth. The early fixture ticker, probably we'll touch on the fantasy features for this 26-27, the new season, and most importantly we'll walk through our drafting which we have at this juncture, right? But let's kick off this streaming with the top player pricing for each position. Our poster boy already mentioned that. In terms of Haaland, he is priced at 15.5 million. The most expensive one, I think last season is it 14.5? I can't recall so much, but he's now at 15.5, most expensive ever fantasy players. Probably he should deserve that price because he's the most top scorer for the last season. And then for Bruno Fernandes in midfield, he is now priced at 12 million, a big jump from 8.5 or 9 million, something like that, for Bruno Fernandes. And Gabriel, I think the biggest one for defenders, 8 million his price, and he is the top the defenders in terms of pricing in his department from Arsenal. So probably we just discussed a bit in terms of pricing for these top players, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes and Gabriel. What do you think? Are they overpriced or
Yeah.
just
So Gabriel, we know that he was at 6 million last season. So it was, and there were quite a few people at 6 million. I think Virgil van Dijk was at 6 million as well. So it was high, but it wasn't ridiculous. So now you got Gabriel also coming off World Cup. Now is 2 million more, which is quite extreme. And of course, defenders will always have a lower price compared to to midfield and forwards, of course. But still, 8 million. If I remember correctly, the highest before that I remember is Trent Alexander-Arnold at 7.5 a few years back.
I think he also, has been priced at 8 million at one time.
He was 8. He was 8. Oh,
somewhere lah.
Yeah.
Okay, probably at the high time for Trent.
So the thing with Gabriel, of course, he's coming off a winning season, and he was clear that without him, Arsenal would definitely not have won, and of course his goal contribution as a defender was extreme. So now 2 million more. How do you balance that? Okay, now let's look at Haaland. Haaland was 14 million last season, so he's jumped up by 1.5 million. I don't know. Is this because the big gun Salah not around? Oh, we need someone where we going to put the high price and then the hike with Haaland. So 15.5 million as a forward, it's very expensive in my opinion, especially when you consider that in terms of points wise, they score less than midfielders, less opportunities than midfielders, clean sheet, potential extra point for goal, and other than that, you have the same amount for assists. So it's not it's hard, yeah. So you could see yourself going Haaland and the expensive pick, and then followed by 2 cheap strikers, depending if you having fitting Fernandes, Fernandes was 9 million last season. So and we saw at the start of last season it was because under the previous manager he was playing deeper, but he was at the same time he was still getting all the DEFCON points as well. After the old manager left and Carey came in, he freed up the position, and it's like, suddenly the points potential just got stronger and stronger. So now at 12 million, it's expensive, but I think it's still lower than Salah last time. So it's not, so I think with him in position as the best midfielder, I think it's justified with Fernandes. No issues with him at 12 million. I just have issues with Haaland and Gabriel. It's just, but it'll be interesting because obviously all 3 teams are the strongest in the league after last season. Yeah,
Agree.
so 1, 2, 3. So it's valid. So it wasn't just one player being outstanding, one of them being outstanding, but the rest of the squad wasn't. Overall the entire squad was well. So so now it really is about us trying to balance it out. I've looked around, I've seen a few drafts without Gabriel, a few drafts without Fernandes, and a few drafts without Haaland as well. Yeah, as you try to balance it out.
From my opinion, I mean, when if Haaland being priced at 15 million, I think that can be fair, but 15.5 a bit high. But later when we see all the player pricing, after that we can see there's a big gap from this pricing from whether a forward, midfielder or defender. And then you can see in terms of if you're going for the Arsenal defenders, probably if you don't want to spend money to Gabriel, there are other options that we know. The thing is whether we can identify which one the next best thing for the defenders.
Yeah, I just something because I do get confused with some of the pricing not being changed. For example, Joao Pedro is still at 7.5 despite having a record goal scoring season. But is it just down to also Chelsea not performing? Is that why he left?
Probably.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So when talk about Bruno Fernandes, 12 I think it's fair. Is the player of the season. He's also reached that assist momentum in terms of getting that record, right? 24 assists or something like that, broke that KDB assist record. So I think it's justified. Even if they say price at 12.5 million, I also can accept. 12 is still okay for here, but Gabriel at 8 million, that I did some research like you mentioned, but okay, yeah, I researched in terms of what is trend price when he's really on top. Few season back when he's so he was at one point at 8 million. So I thought, trend 8 million, because I can consider or classify him as a midfielder because he has been bombarding and producing the attack rating 8 million. So I can justify that. But Gabriel is different from Trent, right? So his price 8 million, but probably why 8 million need to justify, because he scored like 200 points, more than 200 points last season. So probably, I don't know, 7.5 probably could be the reasonable price, but 8 million is what the FPL has been price for Gabriel.
I guess the commonality between TAA and Gabriel is just because it's not just defensive potential, but the attacking potential. Both Gabriel and TAA at the peak of their careers, they are so heavily involved. Gabriel continues to be involved in the goal scoring, and especially with Arteta's set piece prowess, they do very well.
And also Arsenal good at keeping clean sheet, right?
Yeah, and the clean sheet thing is superpower. So let's see if they can do that again this season.
Yeah. Okay. Let's jump to next one. But since Azmin did mention about the managerial changes that happened, we just want to talk about that. There's a lot of manager changing this season. On top of the new promoted side, Frank Lampard for Coventry, we have Sergei Jakirovic for Hull, and he switched down. Gary O'Neill is the man at the helm right now, replacing McKenna, who has decided to say the time for Eddie Summer. And then after that, we can see a host of new managers. Bournemouth, we have new managers there. Marco Rose, we have who else? Zabi Alonso for Chelsea. We have Persic from Crystal Palace. We have Alvaro Aboloa replacing Marco Silva at Fulham. We did touch on Enzo Maresca now as the head coach, replacing Pep Guardiola. 10 seasons there, and he has been successful. New manager for Liverpool, Arne Slot, Andoni Areola is the new head coach. Glasner at Forest right now. Probably there's rumors that he could go somewhere else, but Forest come in, and I think it's a surprise, right? We did mention, right? Vitor Pereira being dismissed from, I don't know how many managers have been replaced at Forest, and now Glasner. So he's the best manager right now everyone want to have, but Forest is really volatile, right? So I think that's why. And we did mention about Newcastle. Eddie Howe already left that club, and it's just a matter of time, right, for the new manager from Saudi League, right, to come in. So probably you can sum up into all those manager changes that happen.
Well, I'll talk about Glasner first, since you mentioned him quickly. I wonder whether Glasner looked at the Nottingham Forest opportunity as a very risk-free appointment, because even if he does badly, because the owner already has the history of being very impatient and stuff and biased. Also, I think Glasner feels whatever happens, his reputation will be safe in the Forest. Get the nice pay. And if he gets fired, no biggie, because I can get a job elsewhere, because everyone knows that it's probably Forest owner fault. So yeah, but credit. Let's see what Glasner can do. Obviously he needs to freshen up the squad quite a bit as well. But if we know the attack, the style that he was known for at Palace, he needs to do some changes with regards to the squad at Forest. So let's see how that happens there. Okay, so I want to talk about Marco Rose. So Marco Rose at Bournemouth. So we as we know, Areola was hired by Liverpool after the end of the season. So Marco Rose, he sounds British, but he's actually German. So he was, Red Bull, Salzburg among the team, and then brought Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, RB Leipzig, and then head of coach of Premier League. Coming to the Premier League, so he has no experience in the Premier League. So he has experience in Australia. Austria and German. So let's see how he does. Bournemouth still have a decent squad. Obviously, there are a few people who's left, like Senesi and a contract, for example. But I think Irola has left a good structure in place with the players.
Yeah.
And we've seen the squad being able to handle the changes last season. Previously, when 3 out of 4 and the keeper all changed, to a different squad, and halfway through this last season, oh God, I forgot who's the guy who went to Manchester City. Semenyo.
Semenyo
Yeah,
and Mark Gehee.
Yeah, and then Mark Gehee as well, and there was some, but Mark Gehee came from Palace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but yeah, so I think the structure is in place, and I think it could be good. It remains to see what Marco Rose does, but I think it's not too much of a problem. Okay, so other new managers. Keith Andrew continue his job. So you got Alonso. Okay, let's go to the big guns. Alonso at Chelsea. So I'll just ask you what you think as a Chelsea fan.
I never thought that Alonso going to take up this job because I think it's still risky because Chelsea management will have risky in terms of if they won't be patient like Arsenal board, right? So, but I think because they want to convince Alonso to come in, they have to do a bit of restructuring how they do operational business at Chelsea side. Now Xabi Alonso is kind of have manager role instead of head coach. He has more say in terms of the player transfer in and out. So probably and you can see the policy already different. The Welbeck and the likes of Henderson, who has more experience to come in and back in to support the young players at Chelsea. Probably that could be the way to go in terms of improving the team. But in the end, the result on the pitch counts. So we'll see how. I think it's early days. We'll see how. But there already some sentiment of wrestling because Chelsea lost to Spurs during pre-season, but also they softened it up. They said this is not Premier League yet, so no points. It counts here, right?
No issues. I would think even the charity shield is a good indicator. Even is even better. Is a better indicator because at the end of the day, we have a community shield. There is a trophy. That's every year one. So even though it's still a friendly per se, but at least some teams will play very strong teams for that. So, but yeah, with Alonso, the thing is, as we know, he was with he brought Bayer Leverkusen to their first Bundesliga title ever, and at the same time, I think it was a double. I can't remember one of the cups. I can't remember the names. Oh, never mind. And we all know that he was at Real Madrid for a short while, and it was 6 or 7 months or something. And but then after that, then he came into Chelsea. So the Real Madrid stint notwithstanding, that Real Madrid is always a poison chalice in a way if you don't have that long experience behind you. I guess Real Madrid tried and quickly decided he wasn't ready. So I think he will do well at Chelsea. Actually, I think he's great. I want to see whether he can bring the old Cole Palmer back. Yeah. So Cole Palmer, just after his initial breakout season with Chelsea, he has not soared to the heights at all. And there are many starting to wonder that Cole Palmer was a one-off. That season was just one-off, big one, and he's just reverted to type. So I'd like to see what Alonso does with him. I
think probably that what I can say because also could afford more time because Chelsea not involved in the Euro competition, so he has more time to spend
Yes, it's probably
with
a
the
good thing.
players. I think probably that could be the advantage for Xabi Alonso for this season, but we'll see how it goes because it's still tough season. Because I think the most important thing we want to highlight here, man, there's a lot of uncertainty with the new managers that come in, so we cannot just rely on what we know
From the
FPL
previous
players
season.
from pre-season. Probably we can learn some more, but I think with the new managers changes, the tactic will be different. So I think we need to be very interested. But the likes contoh lah, right? Mikel Arteta, Unai Emery. So you know what they expect from the team. Personnel might be changed, but the playing style could be the same. So I think there's more certainty in this team rather than that. Even the Liverpool, right? So we still want to see. We know he has been excelled at Bournemouth, right? But Liverpool is a different ball game,
And
right?
because at the end of the day, because at Bournemouth, he was performing and above their Bournemouth's expectations. Now you come to Liverpool, of course, the expectations is higher, especially after we had a so-so season last season. It was always expected last season was going to be a very transition period, so with so many players brought in by Slot and Words, Isaac, to name a few. And of course, how Isaac getting injured very quickly, Words struggling to adapt at the start, so Irola's come in, and let's see whether he's up to managing the expectations. I just want to. Can I just jump? Okay, because I don't know if we have time to discuss all the managers.
Probably we won't. But the most important thing we just want to mention about the uncertainty, right?
Yeah, but I just want to say, can I just tell you the worst appointment for this one based on what I see here is it's got to be Gary O'Neill, and I think we did we did briefly mention about it offline because McKenna, it's not common you see someone who get from a manager bring the team back promoted into the Premier League and after that he leaves. But let's remember that he was the manager in the first time they got promoted, and boy did he struggle. They did struggle quite a bit, and then so he's back in the Premier League and then suddenly decides to leave, and we know that Gary O'Neill's doesn't exactly have a great reputation.
I know he's not sexy pick lah, right? But
I mean, with Wolves, for example, and it's. I feel that Ipswich are in big trouble. I just don't think Gary O'Neill is gonna be the one. So I just feel I do feel bad for Ipswich fans, but I could be wrong. But let's see.
Yeah,
and I think that the team that could actually improve from last season big time is Sunderland. Yeah, I think I really rate Libri as a strong manager, and I think he will move to the next level. Although staffing wise it is a challenge because you still have Zaka there who's strong, but he is getting along in years. He's getting a bit older, but 33 is still okay for a defensive midfielder. So still okay. So but if he can keep that core, I think they can do well. I think Sunderland could.
Okay. Fair. I thought my prediction that Sunderland gonna struggle this season because it's now have to manage the European competition because Sunderland is involving into that right now. Europa League. I think the other one who else will join into the European competition. Crystal Palace won the Conference League, right? So they will straight into the Europa League competition. Same goes for Bournemouth. Brighton will play in the Conference League. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that's the position. Okay. Probably
a very simple prediction. You would think that De Zerbi is going to do really well. With Spurs got no other competition to worry about, and
I think that's the prediction. Now Spurs are really big spender into this summer transfer. They really spend early, so the expectations are high for Spurs, and I don't blame the fans or even the the FPL managers right now, because I think these could be some potential players that we can pick, but still we have to be careful and manage and also looking at the preseason minutes, right, to understand who are the players that are going to play, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's jump. We already half an hour talking about this. Probably we touch on the fantasy features for 2026-27 briefly. There's no major changes that I can mention here, although there are some new enhancements in terms of the FPL side, like there will be real-time updates available. Previously, when we want to see how our team perform and in terms of how we move into our league table and so on, we were looking at different side, right, me? Okay, those normally what we'll do, go to the second source of platform to see this, but now the FPL side will able to do so. So probably we won't need to jump to other side and see how we perform on real time lah. And other things, a price change predictor. Normally we refer to like myself, I go to live FPL, right? Where else? Etc. Now we can see tendency that players will change in price, right? So I think that could be one of the good things. And also changes to bonus point, some tweaking, impacting the DC points. But I'm not gonna go into the technicality. But I think this is something that, okay, fine. Probably the DC points are not really easily to get, and the likes of fullbacks probably have more potential point to get this bonus point. I think that's where I'm looking at. In terms of DC points, they are remain to stay, which is nice continuation from last season. The double chip also maintained. I think no major issue, no major changes like the system major chip and so on. They keep it simple, which is I like it. So we're going to explore more chip double. Last season, what we have done, probably this season we want to do different in terms of strategy, and there are some players position changes which we can dive in later.
Okay, so in terms of the chips, no changes, right?
Yep.
So the only thing that I think the only difference from last season and the upcoming season is that there's no AFCON. We remember at AFCON we got the five free transfers last season, so that's not going to happen.
Which everyone really disliked, although the casual players. But if you ask me, I think I leverage with that, so that helped me in terms of our planning, right? Even though we dislike it in terms of the competitive FPL manager.
Suka tak suka is already there, so just make use of it. And it did affect us in terms of, because when we did some towards the end using up, because towards AFCON it was also halfway through, and that's when our other chips were gonna expire, so we had to make use of it. So things like free hit or wildcard quickly, and then you can wildcard and then use those AFCON transfers later if you need to change. So just bear in mind, this season they will still have that half season cut off for your first round of chips, except there's no bonus 5 free transfers to help adjust your team after. So yeah, I mean, a bit of difference, nothing major, but interesting nonetheless.
Interesting, yeah. That's a quick one in terms of fixture. Let's take a look who are changing in terms of position. I think when I reviewed this one last season, also we have around 11 players change position who are benefiting from this result. I think the one major or the one point out from here is the junior Krupi, Krupi Junior, who are changing from forward to midfield, which is nice because you can get more points now. But with the manager leaving, but he still remain, and if he's stay there and getting the minutes, and he could be also on penalty. If he's remain with the new managers, he could be a value. His price at 7.5 million, something like that, because he also performed last season, right? Other than that, your player main, that you pick Lewis Potter. Last season defender, this season midfielder. So macam rugi sikit lah, I suppose.
Rugi
Because
banyak.
he has potential clean sheet last season, right? And more points you can say he scored. But now moving to midfield, probably not so keen. But he's still someone that value to me. I think the right thing that FPL do is this Max Wiffer for Brighton player. Okay, he was classified in midfield, but he has been spending more time in the right defense. So he has been classified to defense, and he is continue to get and play the same thing. I think he could be the one that to watch out. Although if you see in the community, people are looking at the new signing. I forgot his name, Vulovic or something like that, which is at 5 million, and it could offer better DEFCON return. So probably that's where the people are looking at. Other than that, I just point out here, Luis Kelly from defense now change to midfield, not so great in terms of IPL point. Boga is not someone that we are looking at. Ryan Sessegnon moving from midfield to defense back. So probably if they say he can play in the first 11 under Abel Aruloa, so probably he could be. I think one more important thing. Omar Mashmush changing to forward, so less points. But I feel last season why Omar Mashmush is also an important change, because when I want to fill out Omar Mashmush, then I realize, he's as a midfielder, not a forward, so I cannot just change Haaland to him. That's one thing that I realized.
But now no issue.
So I think, but moving to forward, less point for him, right? So I think that. So which player names from this position changes that stand out for you?
I mean, we know that Dogu, when he suddenly burst into the team and he did so well as a goal scoring defender, and now, but unfortunately, so it's a disappointment as a midfielder. But you would think that under Carrick, that it was kind of expected, so not too surprising given where he was positioning himself in games. So I'm trying to get into the FPL website and I can't, because I wanted to try to find out. I just wanted to find. I don't know why it's so slow, but maybe everyone's really picking up. Because I wanted to find out how much Lewis Potter costs at the moment.
Okay. I think he said
so. Lewis Potter has a great. Yeah, I feel that he has potential to grow. So it's very disappointing for me that he's moving to midfield. But I'm disappointed, but not surprised. Yeah, because he was playing in midfield and he was playing instead of Damsgaard. He was playing instead of Schalke. What's his name again? Shade. Correct. Yeah. So it's kind of expected. Ryan Sessegnon for me is the biggest potential there. If he plays in defense and.
Lewis Potter at 5.5, 5.5.
Oh, that's not so bad. That's actually, not great, but okay. Well, we'll have to see, because we know that Brentford have this history of finding their goal scorers, and Thiago is still there, so you think that they're gonna actually go up. So anyway, coming back to the position changes, no biggie. Georgiana Rutter with Welbeck leaving, he's definitely gonna see more game time, but whether or not he deserves to play up top is still subject to question. But you would think that Herzler is going to continue to do well with it and find a way to improve and find the best way. Yeah, because he's a decent manager. Just a quick one on Krupi. Everyone start getting excited for him to drop the midfield, only for him to get injured. He's now almost 4 months. So even that one really just burst the bubble quickly for FPL, given how well he did in the second half of last season. Yeah. So the only real one I'm excited about is Ryan Sessegnon, but at the same time we still need to see whether Alvaro Arbeloa is up to it. Yeah. Because he did bring in a new, coming to Arbeloa, he did bring in a new striker. Jimenez dah tak ada. So Muniz is there, but I think that striker he brought in, I can't remember his name yet. We'll revisit, but he's going to be the first choice for Fulham, I think. So want to look at so yeah, just
Yep.
Ryan Sessegnon for me, and my personal favorite, which is Potter. I'll be monitoring him.
Yeah, I think that's your your player that you've been with last season. Krupi Junior is someone that I never had last season, so I don't have anything. So probably he has more attachment to you rather than me. I do not have him at all last season, but we know he deliver when matters, even though he playing less minutes, right? 70 minutes all come to sub and then the pain part is when Bournemouth got penalty. Like myself who have Tavernier, then Krupi Junior step up and score goal. That one hurt most lah. I think that's really painful. And last but not least, I just point out Rata, now Welbeck leaving. Probably he could be the one that gonna play that forward role. Probably the one, and he's been positioned forward. He could be an option, and I think he's at 5.5. Yeah, so probably then SW, but I think we have to monitor the minutes.
But yeah, but the problem is the reason that he's cheap is because he wasn't that great. So
okay, fair.
That's why. So let's see.
But he share minutes with Welbeck. So now Welbeck leaving, or he left. So probably he can secure more minutes. We have to monitor. Yeah, 5.5 million. Yeah, I'm right. Okay. What else we have here? We have player pricing by position. Probably we just run through. We can discuss in more depth now. But in terms of goalkeeper, the premium, I think David Raya, he's the most expensive at 6 million. I think I read somewhere that previous old season that someone also priced at 6 million, right? I forgot their name. So Raya is not the one that has been priced at 6 million. So, but he deserves it because he's also the top scorer for goalkeeper last season. And we know about Arsenal, they are really keeping clean sheet, right? And Golden Glove, who Raya won again last season, 6 million, 162 points over the rest. And probably the second one is who? Kelleher, 143 total points, but he's been priced at 5 million. Still jumped from 4.5 to 5. But I just want to talk about the premium bracket first. Raya, Donnarumma, 5.5 like last season. Same. I think Pickford also at 5.5 million last season. Both scored 135. And Alisson still there at 5.5 million. So I'm not sure whether you go near, but people are thinking about just getting Raya and just secure that Arsenal goalkeeper position, right? But Raya is at 6 million now. Who else at 5 million bracket? Probably this is the one that people also looking at. If let's say there is some potential or bargain here. Kelleher already rise, like you mentioned. Royce also rising from 4.5 to 5 million now. Sunderland, if you trust Sunderland can continue to perform same like last season, he could be the one. Henderson, your player main also. I think last season also 5 million, right?
Yes.
So if I'm right, so same. Martinez same. Sanchez same. Lammers at 5 million. I think Sells also at 5 million. So Pope 5 million. But now new goalkeeper coming in from Newcastle. I think we need to monitor that. But the bargain one or the cheap one is people talk about Verbruggen, who still maintain at 4.5 million despite scoring 130 points. More than the likes of Sanchez, more the likes of Martinez, Henderson, and so on. Probably he's the one if let's say you want to go for value. Petrovic at 100 and still same price. Leno, I think Leno downgrade. He used to be at 5 million. Now, if you want to go for Leno, he's at 4.5 million. But can you trust Fulham defense? I think that's the question. And King's Key is what people and the community is looking at. He could be the one under Disabi if let's say ni. I think Vicario is not in the squad for this preseason, and 4.5 million King's Key. You can actually double up 4.5 million rotate Verbruggen and King's Key. I think this is what the pattern is. So what do you think, mate?
Yeah, I was Pickford there is always there at 5.5. Doing reasonably well, but not exceptional compared to other ones. Especially when you have the likes of Kelleher and Rose doing marginally better than him, but at a full 0.5 price cheaper. It's a good question. For example, like City, can they shore up the defense? I don't know if you guys. At the moment, can I ask you back, Hafiz? Are you looking at a premium goalkeeper?
This someone that I always go for the cheap one, right? You know how I play, which is 4.5 million. But this season, I kind of like see a different approach. Later we'll touch on my drafting. I just want someone who secure, reliable, in a good team, which is not uncertain, like we mentioned just now, and we know how the squad work. And I just want to leave them for a while and not really planning of wildcarding early. But I might be wrong, okay? Because sometimes we cannot plan this. But I think that's my first thinking.
Yeah, so when it comes to the premium keeper, if I was to pick a premium keeper, I would definitely still go for Raya because because of certainty. Pickford, of course, everything is there, but we know that the squad isn't that great. But Pickford's always saves the team more often than not. That's why he's up there. Of course, it's not so much as there's a decent centre-back pairing in Tarkowski and Keane there, but it really is the midfield and the rest of the defense that means he scores more points than he should. Alisson surprisingly low, but again, it's an uncertainty with a new manager, what's going to happen. So that's why, for me, if I want to go for cheap keeper, it would have to be Raya. For mid-price, I would still look at Kelleher again.
You trust Brentford, okay?
Brentford, yeah, it's just certainty. Same manager as well, yeah. That's so they're not in Europe either for Brentford.
Yeah.
So at 5.0, I think is great. Another option, but the question is but they are in Europe, is of course Lemons for Manchester United. Yeah, but if I were to choose to go, I'll just go for the one that's not in Europe, which is Brentford. On the cheaper scale, what makes Kinski attractive is because Zerbi has been in the Premier League before. That's the main thing. Yeah, so you think that the wishful thinking is Zerbi is going to continue to improve the Spurs team. He can't get any worse. So, and of course it's Spurs. So we think that surely they're going to do better. Surely they're going to do better. But I wouldn't go there myself. I would go for the more secure option, which is Verbruggen. Verbruggen for me, Brighton, and same manager. And so he's slowly building. So for me, it'd be Verbruggen for my choice if I would go for the cheap.
Okay, fair. So for my pick, I just quickly run through in terms of what in our. I think if I go premium, definitely Raya. Mid price, Azmin favor Kelleher, but here I want to say Lemons because I think we can trust Manchester United, and at the same time, United has been a decent team, especially last season. Although Martinez has, I'm not sure about how he's going to return, but Maguire still there, Luke Shaw still there. Probably there are some new signing, okay. But I think I trust Lemons in the 5 million bracket, okay. But I can agree on Kelleher, but if I'm spending 5 million, probably I'll go Lemons. And for the cheap one, I think I'll go for Verbruggen. And if I can trust Kinski, but you can just go 4.5 million. I won't go for Petrovic. I would love to go for Leno because I've been eyeing him for so long, but now the new manager is already installed. So I'm not too sure, but I think that can be a potential. Yeah. Right. Probably let's go to the defenders. We already mentioned about Gabriel at 8 million. Then after that, who's next in the so-called premium bracket, 6 million and above? Virgil van Dijk at 6.5. O'Reilly has been risen to 6.5 million also. and Julian Timber. I think that is the 6.5 million bracket. 3 players there. They are justified because they also, in terms of which like DEFCON points, already attacking points. Timber, we know he could easily produce double-digit points. I'm not too sure about his fitness right now. Probably Azmin can touch on that. At 6 million, Mark Gahey, Senesi from Bournemouth, now with Spurs, but 4.5 million now to 6 million. Are you going to spend 6 million for Senesi? I think that's still a question mark for the new team, right? Under Spurs, under De Zerbi. Tarkowski, 6 million. We know what he can do. 170 points delivered last season. Only now he has 6, not 5.5 like last season. Lacroix at Crystal Palace, probably he's 6 million now in Chelsea. So we are unsure how he's going to perform. Matthew Nunes, 6 million also at City. And Saliba, but he's out for a while. So I think there's other value if you're looking at the Arsenal defense, which is on the right side. I'm surprised also Trafford scored the highest in terms of total points there at 5.5 million price right now. So could he be a value? But new managers in town. Mukiele, we know what he can deliver, right? Sunderland, but he's now at 5.5 million. So Ballet also not here, but he's already also got price high at 5 million. Probably Ballet is a better, but Mukiele, we know him, right? Odds, goal scored, keeping clean sheet, DEFCON points, right? So 5.5 million probably, and he's scored 151 points last season. So Monos, maintain 5.5. If Glasner is still around, probably we know how he will play. But the new managers, we are unsure. Collins and Brentford, but if you don't want to go to Collins, other cheap option like Coyote, 4.5 lah, but he's not in here. But he could also be an option. Milinkovic, Tim Morello also here. The Forest defenders under Glasner. Probably, if they can replicate like Lacroix, this could justify and probably you want to invest. But what the committee looking at, Nico Williams said 5 million has potential at taking under Glasner. Pedro Porro, yes, we like him. We know how he performed under Spain, right, in the World Cup. But how he will return after this World Cup, will he play in Game White, still question mark. James, still, we are uncertain in fitness, injury. Ruben Diaz under Maresca, Hill, Calafiori, the Arsenal defense, I think, who else Arsenal defense is not in here. Mosquera is someone that people are also looking at. If you're not going for Gabriel, 5.5 million defense from Arsenal, they have options here. I put also Liverpool defense here, Kirkers and Frimpong. I heard that Arula doesn't favor Frimpong. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but Kirkers is someone that played previously under Iroila, right? So he could benefit from here. I think this is the high end in terms of defense, 5.5 million and above. The cheap one, I don't include here, but we can discuss also if let's say we have time. What do you think, mate, in terms of this player pricing? In terms of, I think we want to go for Arsenal defense. If we don't want to go Gabriel, we have other cheaper options.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like most of the premiums. You know, if I wanted to go for premium, I'll just go for Gabriel and hang the rest because I want to spend more because I just can't see it. You know. Obviously, you got Timber there, but you know, between Timber and Gabriel clearly has the threat, goal scoring threat. And if they're going to keep clean sheets between the two of them, you want what gives more benefit will be Gabriel. Saliba down there as well. But mid price. Okay, Munoz, that's the same price he had last season. So the only difference now is just that it's a different manager. But we saw him tear it up in the World Cup. I think in the group stages he scored 2 goals, so he's still playing that same role. So if I'll be looking at the Crystal Palace preseason a bit closely, because I do like the idea of having Munoz in my team. Yeah, if he's freed up a bit more, Crystal Palace have been doing decently in preseason. I think they were in something called the Como Cup, but Munoz, I don't think he was involved yet. He's not back yet.
Okay.
So,
Okay, it's not bad. Yeah. Okay.
let's see what Ismaili Sarr is back, but not Munoz. Yeah. So other than that, there's no one really jumps out. Obviously, with Pedro Porro, we'll have to watch, because he does take set pieces. So, but again, we see how Zerbi continues to evolve the team. I know Reece James takes set pieces, but let's not talk about him. He'll get injured after the first week of picking him. Yeah, no one else really jumps into my thoughts. I feel like Munoz, Gabriel, and anything else will be cheap 4.5s or 4.0s.
So means that you don't mind spending big on Gabriel because the consistency in terms of getting those points where they attacking.
Well, take a look at my team. I think I do have him, but let's see. Let's see. But at the moment, yeah, because if I want a safe option, then Gabriel's become a safe option.
Yeah.
So
because it should be back, right? Brazil also leave out the competition early after that game after Norway, right? So Norway advanced, but Brazil knocked out. So probably is the safer one. In terms of midfield, the premium, like we mentioned about Bruno Fernandes, but who else there? Saka and Palmer have been priced at 9.5 million. So if you decided don't want to go for Bruno Fernandes, you could actually split some money and just go with these 2 players, or go cheaper with one of them. I'm not sure. Palmer, we know, is not gone to the World Cup, so he should be fresh. Okay, and in terms of fitness, we'll have to monitor. Saka involved England until the end, right? So whether he's going to play game week 1, we have to monitor. The Charity Shield or the Community Shield match will give us an indication for sure. Semenyo, now he's priced at 8.5 million. And justified, I guess. He scored 200 points last season. Giggs White also risen to 8 million. 8 million players right now. Cunha and Bomo and Giggs White from Forest. So whether I could say it's justified because he scored 188 points. Under New Glasner, he could be the main man like Eze, right? But we have to look at if he's confirmed on penalty man, he could be the one to watch out also lah. Okay. Forest not involved in European competition, which will be nice. 8 million, probably people will invest more to Cunha and Bomo because we trust Manchester United player better. But I think there is something to debate. In terms of mid price or up to 7.5 million to 6.5 million bracket there, Rice, we know his potential. Rodgers now has moved to Chelsea. He's priced at 7.5 million, not Aston Villa. Who else here? Cherky, Words. Okay, 7.5 million last season, 8.5, right? So now 7.5 million. But people are looking more to Soboslai, 7 million Liverpool player, mate. So I feel he could be the main man for Liverpool this season after Salah left. But penalty kick probably go to Isaac. But you can mention whether we are true or not. Enzo, Chelsea, I'm not sure whether it's going to be taunted. Bruno G, Newcastle, really uncertain. Foden, 7 million is someone that people are looking at. If he's nailed on and he's the main man for Enzo Maresca, that could be an insane value. Gakpo 7, Rashford 7 million, but will Rashford integrated back into United team? Probably yes, but it's something to watch out. Other than that, Odegaard drop to 6.5 million. If let's say he can secure minutes and on set pieces, right, he could be a bargain, right? And Ryan risen to 6.5 million after last season breakout. then go Neto. Sa at 6.5 million. I think this is the player. KDH made Dewsbury Hall from 5 million right now, 6.5 million. Macam alamak, I disagree. If they say 6 million, I think justify 6.5 more, 0.5 million more than Daya. I'm not too sure there. But in Daya is also uncertain whether because he's been rumored to move elsewhere, right? So, but the 100 million player, Anderson, from City, he's now at City at 6.5 million, 180 overall points last season. If he continue to get those DEFCON points in City team, probably he the one to get into your team at mid price. What do you think about the midfielder pricing?
It's very interesting. I guess if you look at the premium, you got Mbeumo and Cunha there. But of course, if you have Bruno, would you really double up? It just doesn't. I just can't see it happening. You know, if you're not having Bruno, if let's say you choose not to have Bruno because you need to put funds elsewhere, then yeah, then you could, then you'd go to Mbeumo or Cunha, and at the moment my money's on Cunha doing better than Mbeumo. Purely, you know, now that Harris have you, we know that Cunha was in and out of the team in terms of starting status, you know, but he secured it towards the end. Then so that's the issue. So the thing with Saka and Palmer is that you realize that they actually dropped in price. Palmer was 10.5 last season.
Yeah.
Saka was 10.
10.
So
Okay.
yeah, so they dropped. So Saka looks very attractive, to be honest. Yeah. Because he will be the key person, you know, aside from Gabriel, in terms of the attack. It's got to be him, and you would think that, you know, he's going to move and do much better this season now that they got a title underneath their belt. And as long as Saka stays injury free, then it'll be great. So, but between those two, Palmer is really just a void for now. I want to see what Alonso does. So if I'm not picking Fernandes, I will probably pick Saka. So that's the thing. Obviously, the part that makes Arsenal attackers not so attractive is simply because we've seen last season how their emphasis was more on defense. You know, score one goal and then just hard, so not so great. So let's see. But yeah, if I did go for Fernandes, I'll probably among that lot, I'll choose for Saka. On the mid price, really, to me, there is quite a lot of surprises. Turkey at 7.5 is that if it was cheaper, I'd go for it for sure. How City? I mean, Anderson comes in, then the new manager, then there's a new manager, then you got Turkey, Bernardo Silva's left. So it's very hard to see. You know, obviously Rodri would stick there. For Manchester City, he just won the bloody World Cup. You can't see him not playing for City, but everywhere else.
He's been rumored to move elsewhere, Real Madrid or something like that.
That's the thing, especially now that Pep Guardiola's left. So let's see what happens there. I didn't realize Kupi Jr. was at 7.5.
Yeah.
From 4.5 night.
Yep.
7.5. So attractive. Bruno Guimaraes, isn't he the subject of Arsenal?
Yep.
So that makes it harder again. Coming back to Arsenal, why it's harder? Because now you got Bruno G coming in. How does that work? The attack. Foden, another person who's dropped in price, 7.0. So we see Foden, come in and then do well and then paid off. So it's a case of finding him at the right time, but again, the new manager is going to be paced. Gakpo might move to Fulham. There's been talk, so I don't know.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's not great. So just now you mentioned Odegaard drop price, Eze pun drop price. Sar, that's maintained, right? 6.5.
I think so.
That's crazy. So he's back in preseason and he's already scoring goals.
Wow.
So, yeah, if the manager does, what's it, Marco Rose, can foster if he's like Klopp a bit, Klopp like kind of thing. Yeah. So unfortunately KDH at 6.5. It was nice having him, but If he
Would you
was
go
in a
there
team-
again? Right.
No, not at 6.5. If he was at a different team, like Brentford, I might consider it, because at the end of the day, Brentford is still more is still more attacking compared to Everton. Yeah,
Okay.
and we know that Everton goal scoring is always a problem. Their strikers kat atas tu ada je masalah, tak boleh nak consistent. So yeah, I'm not. It was nice, KDH. Hey, transfer windows to open. Maybe he'll move. So other than that, Harry Wilson.
Can I just ask you one question? For Liverpool, main man right now, everyone looking at Soboslai, right? I mean, 7 million, nicely priced. He could be the main man for Liverpool, right?
I think that the main man for Liverpool could be Isaac. It's just a question. Yeah. Okay. For who's the guy? I can't remember his name anymore. Ekitike. There you go.
Ekitike.
Still injured. Still out for a good. He's probably going to be out for a good chunk of the season. So
Okay.
now Isaac doesn't have that issue anymore. So Iraola will definitely build the team around Isaac.
Fair.
As well. Yeah. So I think okay, Isaac was listed just now. How much is that?
Later we'll have a look and forward.
Okay, we'll look at it. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So in terms of
I just want to mention, that in terms of midfield, the most owned right now is Bruno Fernandes. No surprise there. Around 48%. Then the second one, would you guess who? Is Soboslai at 47%.
Yeah.
So he is highly owned right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is really the fill the gap of Salah kind of thing, and there's no doubt that he has been has been important to Liverpool's very volatile season last season. Yeah. So, but now under a new manager, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Fair. Let's move on to forward. We talk about that because also some interest in terms of the mid price, that 6 million bracket. We touch on that. Haaland is the most expensive, 15.5 million. Sorry, typo there. But I said, like you mentioned, mate, he's priced now at 9 million. Dulu last season 10.5.
Yes.
So he has really is dropped in price definitely. 9 million still a money to spend if let's say you want to get Isaac. But if let's say you decided not to have Haaland, Isaac could be the holder that you want. So 9 million there. Watkins still maintained the 8, but Thiago had a high price hike to 8 million now. We know his potential. He's the talisman for Brentford. He's 90-minute man. He's on penalty. Blah blah blah. You know you can trust Thiago, right? But whether he will perform you week in week out, sometimes he frustrate you. Sometimes he score you hat-trick out of nowhere against like the likes of Everton, which is what we had last time. But he scored total 181 points, probably justified to 8 million. And then go slightly over there, 7.5 million on the right side, only 4 players there. Gyökeres, Havertz shared the price point. If let's say decided nanti Arteta kata no, Havertz gonna lead the lineup, 7.5 million. If you decided Gyökeres, same price. So those are really nice in terms of pricing. João Pedro at 7.5 million, like Azmin touched earlier. But Ekitike 7.5, but he's injured right now. He might not be an option. Marmoush 7 million. Sesko 7 million also. I think also he got a price hike. Jackson and Mateta at 6.5 million. But to be frank, nobody gonna see Jackson. I'm not sure whether he's gonna play or not. Mateta, interesting one. But I'm not sure what Mateta's situation at Crystal Palace. Could Strand Larsen is the main man right now, but Mateta, if Mateta is still there, he's taking penalty, he could be value at 6.5. And this 6 million price bracket, which is interesting, man. There's option people are looking at here to get somewhere at 6 million. You have plenty of option. Evan Nielsen, Strand Larsen, DCL, which has destroyed my late into my season last season. Okay, Walter Made, Visa, Osla. Someone did mention about that. Newcastle is uncertain. for me now. Wood, Ego Jesus on form right now in the pre-season. Solanke is out now. Richardson could be the main man until the new signing coming in. Robbie from Sunderland is someone that people or community being talked about. A while back, he's already moved to Chelsea, and I don't think he's going to start a game over Joe Pedro. So, main, which player interests you?
Yeah, Isaac's interesting, but because of the new manager issue, it makes it hard for me to spend that much. Thiago is definitely a shoe-in for my team. You would think that he'd go on strength for strength, and the fact that he even still staying at Brentford is a bit of a surprise. But yeah, I guess it's good. Yeah, I think it'd be great for Brentford under the current manager.
We now this market people, if let's say want to like Thiago semua nak kena 100 million. That's how the market now.
Yeah,
market is crazy.
That first round of mid-price, the only person who's interesting me that middle column is Mateta. Of course, at 6.5, that's for me that's cheap for him. If they manage to maintain the same, the core, which is Ismaili Sarr and Munoz, yeah. So they've lost Lacroix to Chelsea, right? Yeah, but those are still there. And Jordan Henderson, a keeper who I always rate. So,
Yeremy Pino, Sarr there.
To be fair, Yeremy Pino is not yet there yet in terms of the level that Sarr and Mateta, but still, it's quite decent. There's a new Palace guy, I can't remember his name. Never mind, we can do that next round. But the thing with Mateta 6.5 is you also got Ismaili Sarr, who hasn't changed price at 6.5. So if you wanted to pick a Palace player, then I feel that Ismaili Sarr in midfield is going to be the better option to Mateta. And he was quite explosive at times last season. The on the right column, Welbeck's still at Brighton there, but never mind. It's at Chelsea.
No, already move on.
Definitely avoid all the Newcastle players because we don't know what's going to happen there. Osula managed to supplant both Wisa and Walter Manda towards the end of the season under Howie though. So yeah.
New manager different.
The only person I would consider from the right column is DCL. Same managers. He really came into his own last season to everyone's surprise and to many people's detriment. I was thinking, sekali je tu, sekejap je tu. Yeah. Then he kept on going. I'm like, okay, he really is finally finding his level with Leeds and doing well. So yeah. So other than that, no one else interests me there. So if I were looking at that, not that many that stands out for me at the moment, which is Haaland, of course, Isaac, Thiago, but then to have those three is gonna kill by the rest of my squad. So if I wanted to choose a cheap option but player would be, it's not cheap, but 6.0 is relatively decent, which is DCL.
Fair. So I just want to point out in terms of team players being selected by managers, Haaland is no surprise, 75% managers has owned him. And then João Pedro, the second one, 54% more owned over Bruno Fernandes. João Pedro. So can you imagine that? Because Bruno Fernandes around 48% just now. Then after that, DCL, spot on, man. You mentioned 21% has been owned by managers. So he's kind of like popular. Probably the fixture also favorable early season. Probably we can have a look at that before we go to our team. Okay.
I mean, the thing with João Pedro makes it even more attractive because the guy scored 20 goals last season.
Okay.
But somehow his price is stayed at 7.5.
Like you mentioned, because mungkin Chelsea finish only 10th place.
Overall,
Then they are not involved in Europe, but that could be a blessing to us, like FPL managers. All right. We can go to our draft team. Quick one on the fixture ticker. We will go into more depth in upcoming stream. But high level, the first 6 game week, Everton on top, okay, because Ipswich and Hull is somewhere there in the first 6, okay. But they also face some decent feature like Palace, Portsmouth, and probably Spurs, if let's say Spurs are still unknown, right? And at the bottom ticker, Sunderland, despite playing Ipswich in the first game week, but they faced the likes of Arsenal and City in the first 6. So probably that could be the reason why they are below. After Everton, we have United. Nicely, they opened very favorable in the first 2 game week. Hull City, I think they're playing away. Then Ipswich at home. Then they play Everton, then City, Fulham and Spurs, right? Everton playing Ipswich and Hull in game week 5 and 6. And United playing Hull and Ipswich in the first 2. So United, macam if you want to go all in, probably this could be the time. Getting all that 3 United player and just see how they perform in Hull and Ipswich. In the projected goal, for sure they are on the high. Newcastle at 3rd, simply because they have also Hull and Coventry in the first 6. Okay, despite they playing first game against Liverpool, Newcastle is uncertain, right? Brentford could also be nice place, right? You mentioned about that, man. Brentford, they are a stable team. We know them. We know Case Andrew is still there. They play Spurs, Leeds United, Sunderland, Bournemouth, Chelsea and Villa. Mixed bag, but there's some decent fixture there if you want to go. Then Crystal Palace, Everton, City, Fulham. They have Ipswich somewhere there also, the promoters here. Arsenal in 6, despite playing first game against Coventry at home. They will kick off first for game week 1. But why they are in 6th place in terms of ticker, because probably they have Chelsea there, probably they have Villa there, but we know Arsenal, they are strong despite whoever they face. They're playing Brighton and also Leeds United. Then we have Forest, the likes of Leeds, the likes of Liverpool, but they also have playing Coventry City there in the first 6 game at Palace. Probably that's why Forest also somewhere in the top part. At the bottom, like we mentioned, Coventry, Bournemouth and Sunderland, because they are facing Arsenal, they're facing City in the Bournemouth. I can just mention that they play City, they play Newcastle, they play Liverpool, they play Chelsea. They're really bad in terms of fixture. So probably you won't go there. Quickly on fixture ticker, man. You will eyeing Everton, United, Newcastle, Brentford players, something like that?
Yeah, but Everton with KTH at 6.5, there's no one realistically that I want to ever pick up. But Manchester United definitely, if you have Lemons, Bruno Fernandes, who would your third player be? Guess what? There's a Luke Shaw at 4.5. Just hanging out there. Why is he at 4.5? Then it could be worth that triple up. And if you look, aside from Everton, United and Bradford are the ones who have their same managers, and definitely, we can consider with both in defense and attack as well. Arsenal at 6 is going to be okay. Honestly, because because with my color challenge and the fact these icons are small, I can't really make up what they are. So I'm just going on the basis of the what's higher and what's lower. So at the bottom you got Bournemouth under new management, Coventry, Leeds. Yeah, so Leeds that being at the bottom, as you said, did not stop managers from picking up DCL. Yeah, on that basis, he's still gonna do the job regardless of his fixtures. I think that's the concept that we're getting there. Everywhere else is a mixed bag. For example, you got Liverpool, Chelsea, City themselves are in the middle. So it's not exactly a easy fixture, as you say, mixed bag. But then you're banking on the quality of both Gabriel and Haaland to continue scoring points regardless of fixtures. Yeah. And it's so attractive to see Newcastle up there with the fixtures, but then it's so much uncertainty. Bruno Guimaraes is going to leave. There are rumors, Eddie Howe is left. The uncertainty about the striker, who is going to play up top. There's so much. I don't know if Tonali is going to leave as well. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's going to be a work in progress with Jolinington also. Not needs he's decent, but he needs right people to play with him. So I'm even though Newcastle have the third best fixtures, I would really avoid them for now. Who's the other guy who left? Gordon. Where is he at?
Gordon to Barcelona. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonali to Spurs, right?
Yeah, it's hard. Avoid. Go for the true and trusted. Manchester United, Brentford, Arsenal out of that lot.
Yep.
Yeah, they were at the top there.
Okay, with that in mind, let's go to our draft team. I just want to show this will not be our final team for sure, but this is what in our thinking. And I use the Fantasy Football Hub team rating, okay, because this is what my team, 88% team rating. We predicted 59.3 points for the game we won. I just want to share, we did not touch on the team strategy, chip strategy and so on. But my first thinking is, I don't know, this might change, but probably I won't think of bench boosting early. So I'll just plan, I'm going to go long, right, and decided I don't have specific wildcard window, even though the community mentioned want to go early, bench boosting, but we could do that if we want. But at this juncture, I don't plan that. When I check back last season, when I activated my bench boost last season, is summer game week 5, so quite early. But last season I did plan what to do game week 1, but it did not materialize. I don't know when you activated your BB last season early. I don't think week 1, right?
No,
I don't think.
No, definitely not week 1. Yeah.
But last season, what's the difference from this season? Last season, we've been blessed with 4.0 keeper, Dubravka. This season, I'm not too sure if there is any 4.0 playing goalkeeper. Yes. So if there is, then there is someone that you could get and just activate it when the right fixture is. But if you do not plan that, you decided to have 4.0 keeper not playing, you will start right? Okay, but that's my thinking for now. Okay, so I have, I think I'm going to go double up because I trust Arsenal defense. So I go double up Raya and Calafiori. This could easily be Mascara. We shall see. The charity sheet will give us better indication, and we'll discuss on that. I have Shaw here, 4.5 defender from United that we can trust. And you know what, Shaw, I think interesting fact also, he is the second most owned defender after Gabriel. Gabriel owned by 25% despite 8.0 million pricing. Shaw is at 24% and he's cheap. So everyone looks like going to get him for United, and we already look at their fixture. They're playing both two promoter sides early season, right? Then I have Kirkus here, 5.5 million price point. He could easily be somewhere else, but I think Kirkus can provide attacking return. I know what Iraola gonna do in terms of me, but we shall monitor how Liverpool perform in terms of the defense. But we know Iraola going to go attack instead of defense. That's what we understand. And I go for triple up United player, I go Bruno Fernandes, I go Shaw that I mentioned there, and I go Cunha. I just want to double up. Cunha could be Mbomo. We shall see the minutes into prison, but I do feel Cunha has better potential in terms of attacking return. Mbomo, I don't know whether last season playing into my mind in terms of minutes, right? But Cunha is there, 8.0. Szoboszlai is someone that I feel is really nice price, 7 million. I want a Liverpool rep, so I go there, double up, Szoboszlai and Kirkus. But Szoboszlai, I think I can say 99% will be in my team. If let's say everyone fit, I think Bruno Fernandes, Szoboszlai will be 100% or almost 100% be in. Then after that, Ndaye 6.0 million, like I mentioned. KDH 6.5. If let's say in the year stays, but if he goes to somewhere else, then fair. He's also a penalty taker for Everton. He also can get some odds DC points, which is nice. And 6.0 million, and we already seen Everton fixture ticker. The first 6, they are excellent. So I just want to have a piece of Everton players there. Then up front, I have those 3 players combo, Haaland, DCL, which I think I need to be transparent in terms of my pick. I think DCL has been a good mainstay for Leeds United. He should be on 90 minutes. He's probably on penalty kick, right? Although he's not, can I say a sexy pick? I don't know. DCL is someone that we can trust at 6 million. If let's say he don't perform, we can change to other 6 million striker later on. Ego Jesus could be the one somewhere there. Probably if there's a Spurs, Richardson or Broby or something like that. But João Pedro's 7.5 million. And I go cheap there, Dubravka no playing. Diop 4.0, Van Ewick from Coventry at 4.0, and midfielder 4.5 million. Hughes could play in that Crystal Palace side. So that's my team.
Right. So no Gabriela. It's a no Gabriela team.
I think no Gabriel for me.
Yeah. So Bruno Fernandes Cunha. Yeah, I like your Manchester United triple up. I think it's great. Of course, without Gabriel, I think it helps in terms of getting Cunha. You've got an Everton player there. Penalty taker, right? India, yeah. Okay.
But India is something uncertain, but we shall see.
Yeah, but he's cheaper than KDH. That tells you a lot. So yeah, as I'm not surprised, as you mentioned, you got DCL for Pedro, Haaland there. My only question is really Kirkers. I'm not sure where that.
You're not sure. Okay.
Yeah. That's a tough one. I mean, no doubt he'll be starting, but I'm not sure about Arsenal's backline.
You mean Liverpool backline?
Sorry, Arsenal, but Liverpool backline under Areola. I mean,
Okay, fair.
At 5.5, I just feel like I want more than a clean sheet there.
Oh.
Yeah, I want something, which is why I probably wouldn't go for Calafiori either. Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, other than that, I think the forward line is pretty solid. No real issues, even with India there. It's not a big deal. So, Soboslai and with the theory that he'll be the key player for Liverpool this season,
which I believe so.
Yeah. Then that front line, no complaints about the back line. And yes, you said despite the DCL facing a Glasner team, I think we can do it. And then will do well.
I think one more point I would mention, if they say words, rather than become the main man for Liverpool, he's only 0.5 million over Soboslai, so probably I can just find some money and just replace with that, or downgrade Cunha later if they say words is the main man. So I think we can just swap and change depending on who's going to perform, right?
To be fair, honestly, I don't see Words being the main man. I just feel that he's still going to be the person who assists the main man, or he'll be pulling the strings. And he doesn't have that. He still doesn't. I still feel he doesn't have that physical ability like Zoboslai or even Isaac have. In terms of that kind of player profile. So yeah, I would still go for Zoboslai over Words. It's cheaper as well. So.
Yeah, 7 million. Yeah, if let's say Soboslai price at 7.5, 8 million, even 7.5 also, I think he's locked in. 8 million, probably we have to think right. Okay, let's go to your team. Your first draft team in. You check this team. Walk through it, your team.
Yeah. So after while going through this morning, just now, and as we started, I realized, as much as like Kinski, then I'm putting him against Thiago in the first week. Yeah, I got through. So definitely that doesn't make sense. So Kinski would probably go as well. So I got Gabriel Guardiola.
Ooh.
So there's we know he was sidelined quite a bit last season, but he's back and he's a goal scorer. If he does well, then yeah, he can do it. Then you have Shaw, of course, 4.5, and I've got Cole there again. Still a placeholder. I need to figure this out because I need money. I and Bruno Fernandes fit in, so I got my 3. And yeah, I know what I was saying about KDH, but there I have him in my squad anyway. So, but yeah, it's just there as a safe. But I really, as much as I'd love to see have him more, I just can't see it. Yeah, so I tripled up with City because I've got Turkey going as the main creative outlet for City. I've seen
Not
how
Foden, not Foden.
he just needs to be consistent. Foden's the guy you'll pick when it's fun and he suddenly does well for a few weeks, you know. But long term, I think Turkey is the person. Then you have Hull's McBurney, so you know he's doing okay in pre-season, but again, I'm not that great. I need to find funds if I want to get some cheaper. So looking at that, you know, I do feel a few players that I feel that is locked in. Gabriel, probably Guardiola, Shaw, Cherki, Fernandes, Haaland, and Thiago. But when you look at that combined spending aside from Shaw, it's very expensive. Yeah, so definitely we have to look at that. And forget about the the bench is definitely going to change. And oh look, I still managed to find Lewis Potter. so actually, so that Lewis Potter should be above in the starting lineup instead of Cole.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean,
5.5. Yeah.
So yeah.
Cole and guys, I think they'll be sub, right? 4.0, right?
And then I have to change the keeper. So other than that was technically my first draft for it.
I kind of like because you're placing the 3 premium players from each position, which is Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, Haaland, which is, I don't think people will go all in, but it's still an option because my first draft have all these 3 premium players, and we can still have some decent team like you got Dewsbury Hall, probably change. You see whether McBurney at 5.5 million, right? So it's still nice price if let's say so I think we can find some value and then still play this Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, Haaland.
And I guess I want to operate. I think I did this 2 seasons ago. I have the most expensive players at first.
Yeah.
Because later on it'll be easier to adjust if I need to. You know, because if I want to drop, suddenly I'll have a lot of funds. If you know, Gabriel can drop to a much cheaper player, and especially with the current prices. Gabriel, if I sell him now, like rasa macam kaya, okay. After Lewis want to sell Gabriel, I said, wow, what to spend this on? Got so much money. So yeah. I really backing Thiago to Hilt, by the way. I really think he's just going to push on and do much better this season, and then get sold at the end of the season. You know who Thiago could belong? He could belong in Manchester United. Manchester United, he still don't have that. Sesko isn't exactly living up to it. You know, he doesn't seem to be part of it. So yeah. I think so.
He's also Brazilian, right? So yeah. Thiago, I think Thiago 8 million. If I check out here, I don't think he's owned by a lot of managers.
No, because most of your plump for Joao Pedro, at 7.5 and playing for Chelsea. So the main reason I went for Thiago over Chelsea, over Joao Pedro is simply that continuity. Same manager, you know, he's done well.
Yeah, he's a trusted man lah. 90 minutes man, talisman also.
The supply line hasn't suffered. Look, if you contrast, for example, okay, maybe it's a bad contrast, but I'm just thinking of Watkins. Who's getting old, who's getting a bit older now.
Yeah,
he's lost Rodgers. He's also involved in. I'm just compare contrast. He's and Villa are involved in Europe.
Yeah,
Thiago isn't.
Yeah.
So
justifiable. So Yeah, I kind of like your team, but I will definitely do some tweaking there just to make sure some. I know. But can I just ask you a question? Do you have BB in mind lah, right? Because I think this is what throwing into manager's mind, whether to BB early and then wildcard later. Is that something in your mind, or how are we going to approach this?
Okay, honestly, it is in my mind simply because I hate having to plan for the BB whenever I doing my wild cards lah. You know,
Okay.
when
Fair.
I hate whenever wild card. Okay, I'm going to plan for the BB at some point. So if I'm confident of, but it's a huge challenge if you want to BB at game week 1 because there's so many teams with different managers, so much change, so it's a bit hard to.
So what you intend to do? Just
I'm not
try down.
going to
Okay, see.
I'm not going to BB. I can't
So
see
basically,
myself.
don't plan for BB. We shall see how it goes through the season, lah. Right?
Yeah. I mean, I will still have to plan, although I hate having to plan. But it's because if I was happy with game week 1 to BB, I would do it in an instant. But because there's just so much uncertainty in terms of managers, in terms of people involved in the World Cup, for example, I just think it's too much of a risk for game week 1.
Alright. I think that's conclude our first session, which is a long one, but we have been away for quite some time, right? So I think just wrap it up. We have some questions which I think we are happily to take on.
Okay. Let's take on.
From Rakan FPL, hi. We have.
Hey, hi, Rakan. Yeah.
Okay. But we attend to a Hazli question. Can use cheap game you at BB atau triple captain? I think you can go BB, but you need to plan, which is uncertain. Triple captain dia. Wow. Siapa Is it
go back to my team, jap. Triple captain,
Your team, Okay.
Yeah, just go back to So you got Bruno who's playing Hull. It's not impossible to go for Bruno. Of course, they're playing away. But Hull's not gonna. In the first game of the season, they're not just gonna play lockdown. I'm not familiar with the manager, to be honest. But it's a huge risk to TC because it can't be Haaland. Haaland against Bournemouth is.
If Haaland playing Hull at home, probably yes.
Yes, correct, exactly. You're just next. Yeah, but otherwise, Bruno's your only option, I think. Unless you don't mind doing a TC on Gabriel. Wasn't that from last season?
Don't remind me of that.
But they play Coventry. Clean sheet. Is Frank Lampard gonna do any miracles against Arsenal?
It's Lampard versus Arteta, right? We shall see. But I won't do that. But if you're feeling it, you can do. But I think BB Game Week 1 is what the community also eyeing.
Okay, go move from my team.
Okay, we have forward Haaland, DCL, Pedro. I think that's what my team are having right now. I think probably that could be. DCL is someone not a sexy pick for me, but I think I need to be really transparent in terms of picking what's the best team structure. Pedro, and probably some Chelsea bias there for Pedro, but I think that's what I'm picking. 7.5 million. But if they say Haaland, Thiago, and DCL, could that sounds better? Probably, right?
For me, yes. Yeah, for me, yes.
That could be action. Can pick any Newcastle player, yes or no? Azmin, they mentioned uncertain for this early season. Vini Jr. came to EPL. I don't know whether the rumors right now is he's coming to Arsenal or he's staying at Real Madrid, right?
Seriously, cannot.
But he's coming. I think, let's say he's coming. Wow, can you imagine the price that FPL will have on him, right?
I know the thing is with Arsenal, and I think which has contributed a success. There's no superstar player in there.
Yes,
No,
you're right.
Dini Junior is in a way is considered. I consider him a superstar. Yeah, Saka isn't considered a superstar. He's great, but he's not a superstar. Which Dini Junior has that. So I do feel it's going to upset the apple cart if Dini Junior were to come. So
Yeah. We shall see. Okay. DCL, Broby or Jesus? I did touch about DCL, but Broby and Jesus could be an option, right?
Jesus dollar. Wait, Ego Jesus or
Ego Jesus for us. Yes, Ego Jesus for us. Yeah. All the FC premium bracket.
He could be. I think the wood time is come and gone. I think he's although he still
unless Glasgow favor him. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't see it. Ego Jesus is the one. Yeah, it's the option.
Poro or Kirkus? I think if let's say we can confident Poro start, he could be a better option than Kirkus. Probably, yeah? Probably.
I would definitely go for Pedro Poro because of the set piece ability.
Alright, Zolis Goodpan. I think this is the new Arsenal sign up, right?
Nah, they're not gonna immediately do that.
Okay.
I don't know where he comes. Is he replacing Martinelli and Trossard?
Trossard has left, right?
Trossard's left. Yeah, Trossard's left. So yeah. But because
we have to monitor.
So not so quickly lah.
Mascara or Color Ferrari? Azmin kata no. But if you ask me, I think the traffic right now, a lot of people are going for Mascara for safe. But I think we have to monitor. The Charity Shield, the Community Shield will give us a better.
Actually, Mascara would play at the centre back in place.
Because Saliba injured. So Mascara and also Gabriel.
Because there's also Ben White as well, who's been
will play on the right back.
Yeah, but he as a placement for Saliba actually. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, never mind.
Bobo Cunha, I think they mentioned briefly on that. But I think both options are can be great, right? So you just need to. I have some. I have experience on Bobo, so I have a mixed feeling on that. But my feeling is Cunha could perform better. That's my thinking.
Yes. I have great experiences with Cunha, so yeah. I sat with him hitting kena red card 2 kali.
Okay. So there's good moments and bad moments. Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Right, we come to the end of streaming. Inshallah, we will plan to go again streaming at the early of game week 1, which is on Monday after that Community Shield match, and we going to do that preview, and hopefully we also plan to do the daylight stream for game week 1 on the Friday night. Okay, man?
Yep, I have to tell you that this, I think because it's been a while, it's been quite exhausting. Obviously, it is a long session this time for first week back, but still, I've forgotten how taxing it can be. I can feel my mind. I'm not sleeping, but not falling asleep, but the stamina to continue to think. That's something that hopefully will get better as we.
Yeah, we also getting rusty, right? But I think we will build up to that.
But it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back
for sure, because we can share our thoughts, process, and so on. And then we going to continue. Hopefully this season, we already left our league code, mate. FPL Jedi league code. The league code will be 7EIOJO, right? Not 0JO, right? So OJO, if I'm right. So I think you can go there. Last season, the FPL Jedi League won by 1-3 goal from Nur Azmin, residing at Rawang, so he won that Lego set.
I think we should also at some point invite him to, if he wants to.
Probably we can invite that. Why not? We invite him for the game week 1 preview.
Yeah, see what his team looks like.
Ask him. Can ask him, man. Okay, we open to that. And then I think we're going to continue for this season. Probably we'll announce on the pricing in terms of winner for our new season. So if you're interested, join to our community. because we always showcase the top 10 league sleepy Jedi League, right? To share lah, how everyone is performing, right? Because I end up only second place last season, nearly there. But when I look back, the first place like 30 points 30 points over. So it's quite far. So it's not. So, but congratulations to Azmin, and he's going to continue to be back in our league. And we just want to promote a bit. We have a new brand logo, mate. We changed our so you can see that FPL Jedi Show with the ball up there, and also
Lovely.
the saber somewhere there, green one, not the dark side, the good side.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we shall see again. Your last one.
Oh no, my last was a question for you. Give me one surprise package team that will overperform above expectations this season.
This season, okay.
One
okay. I did mention about Sunderland going to struggle this season. I might be wrong. Okay. But we shall see. But which team that can expected to perform? I think at this juncture. Okay, let me have a
that
quick
people
one.
generally don't think they're going to be bad, but you think that they might actually do well.
Yeah. I think last season everyone expect who? I think Sunderland, right? Sunderland go straight back to Championship, but they didn't do that. How about
they were the safest team among the three promoted teams. They were safe very fast compared to the rest.
Yeah, so Sunderland proved me wrong. So I might be wrong again in terms of how Sunderland going to do well this season. On the promoted side, I will say Frank Lampard team, Coventry City, but I still have doubt, right, in terms of promoted side. They could go straight back into the Championship, but in terms of which team that probably can do well this season, which is under attack. Okay. Can I say Nottingham Forest? If Gardner do well, Forest do well, they could easily be on top tier this season. And then I do feel Gloucester can do well in a better team and a better player.
Okay, cool. All right. Yeah. For me, it's Sunderland lah.
Okay, fair. Until then, we shall meet up you again in the next stream. Until then, take care and bye-bye.
Bye.